What's up, fam? What's up, fam? It is the day before the big winter storm coming to Texas. We literally just came from Salt Lake City, so we know a little bit about winter storms. But, you know, down here in Texas, we don't get this very often, so it's going to be chaos and everybody's going to be shut down. There's nobody going to go to school. A lot of people aren't coming to work. And yeah, so let's give you guys a little bit of update on how the truck's doing after the repairs up there in Salt Lake. I don't know 100% yet. Now, let me talk to you about why I'm saying that. Well, because the guy, the mechanic up there said, remember how my truck was dumping oil out of the air dryer? Well, the mechanic, after he did his repair, he changed the hose. The diameter of the hose was different, and he said that that whole issue was all caused because the hose was narrower, like around than it's supposed to be. See if I have the key here. Show you guys the hose. Oh, matter of fact, the hose is behind a bunch of chains that I just put in the truck because I'm going back to Salt Lake. So, anyways, we'll show y'all in a future video because I just put a bunch of chains in there and it's going to be heck to try to get that hose out of there. But, so, what's happening is that he said that it's eventually going to clear up the whole oil that was coming off of the compressor. And, it's kind of clearing up. Now, the air pressure is a lot better now. It's not going up to 140 like it was before. It's staying at about 110, 120 where it's supposed to be. It just fluctuates back and forth from there, so that's pretty normal now. Now, as you can see, there's a bunch of oil that's coming off of the dryer going into my step here, and it's becoming less and less as we go. So maybe there's a little more oil here. Maybe it is gonna kind of work its way out once we run it for a little bit of oil there, but it's not spewing out a lot anymore. Now, as you can tell, there still is a little bit of oil residue on the ground down there, so maybe it'll clear up, maybe it won't. One thing that I didn't agree with, what I didn't like, that if you did a compressor flush and all that stuff, put a new hose, there's a new hose right there. Why didn't you change that? Because that right there is what dries moisture and all that crap out of the air system, but you didn't change that. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So that's basically what we got going on. What are we doing today? Today we went and dropped off the empty ISO that I brought back from Salt Lake City. Truck ran fine, really, the rest of the way. It did everything it was supposed to do. We got like the new windshield put in that I showed you guys on last video. We still got to do the airbags, haven't done them yet. But nonetheless, it's part of trucking. You spend a lot of money in it. When the trucks are new, yeah, everything's great. But once they get older, get miles under them, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that you have to take care of. Now, let me show you guys something real quick that's pretty cool. It's cool because these old trucks were kind of built a little different. And a lot of you old school drivers are going to agree on that old trucks are built different. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm not 100% sure how old this truck is, but it is a Peterbilt 379, not the 389, because of the square headlights. And he's got the little window mirror that opens up right there. So that kind of is a telltale. But what happened here is he is changing the clutch. Now, you can sit here and say that this clutch is destroyed, which it is, 100%. He said once he dropped the transmission, all these parts just kind of came out. But the crazy thing about that is believe it or not, this clutch right here has 1 million miles. Now, it came from the horse's mouth, the owner of the truck. As you know, this truck's an older truck, and it's very believable that it has over 1 million miles. So Can you believe that that clutch has 1,000,000 miles and it finally gave out? Now, what is the average time that a clutch will last in your truck? Well, I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with the driver. It has a lot to do with the areas that the truck goes. Now, this truck here, particular truck, it's been running local for a long time. Now, since it's been running local, it's been going through the gears a lot more. So it goes through gears a lot more than your average over-the-road truck. So that also says that that clutch was built very well. Or it can say that the driver of this truck, which is an old school driver, is a very good driver. He knows how to take care of his equipment. So that's something that you got to think about as well. Has to do with the old equipment that was probably better. The driver that was an old school driver is an old school driver that takes care of his equipment a lot better, drives it better, all the above. Because like I said, being a local truck, it would be a lot more wear and tear, and that clutch would be already gone. Now, I think on average a clutch will last about 600,000 miles if you take care of it. My clutch lasted me 500,000, and it would have gone a little bit more, or probably, I don't know how much more. But since we went ahead and replaced the rear main seal on the engine, since you had to drop the transmission anyways, I went ahead and just changed the clutch in the truck, while that was going on. Sometimes it's best because if my truck had 500,000 miles and it only had 100,000 left, that means I was going to have to repay to drop that transmission and put a new clutch in there. So sometimes it's better to go ahead and change things when you're already there, even though they're not done yet. And I think the mechanic said that my clutch still had some pretty good life left in it, but now it's a peace of mind that it has a whole brand new clutch. So, that's the thing too. So I don't know, 600,000 miles, 700,000 miles, I think is average on a clutch. This is kind of the exception. It's 1,000,000 miles, which is pretty crazy to even think about. And like I said, I don't even know how many miles this truck actually has. So it might have 1.5 million miles. I'm not sure. And it's in the 30s right now here in Texas. And real truck drivers, old school truck drivers, work on their stuff no matter what the temperature is. And they were just here a little while ago. I didn't want to record them because, they're working on their truck and then recording them. That's kind of just not cool, I think. So he was out here working on his truck in the cold. So maybe I should get my big butt to change out them airbags on my truck while I'm sitting here waiting for my next load to show up. Because around here, a lot of our stuff gets preloaded. So there's a company driver that goes and preloads everything, and then the over-the-road drivers, regional drivers or whatever, we hook up and take off. So that's cool. It saves us on a lot of time. So that's a good thing. But since I'm not an old school driver per se, I've been driving for 25 years, but I don't feel like getting underneath there and changing those right now. It's a little chilly, as you can tell by breath. Or you can't tell no more. Never works whenever you want things to work. But yeah, that's kind of like the update right now, what's going on. And we're going to keep on pushing. We got this load that we're going to do to Louisiana, to Arkansas, actually. We're going to go to Dumas, Arkansas. I always call it Dumbass, Arkansas. Don't get mad, Arkansas, because Texas has a Dumbass, Arkansas, too. Dumas. Dumas, Texas. So, we're going there, and then we're going to come back, and then the following load will be to Salt Lake again. So we're going to go back up to Salt Lake. Not going to wash the truck right now because we're about to come, winter storm is about to hit, and then I got to go back up to Salt Lake anyways, where I'm going to be involved in winter stuff too. Check this out. They're over here picking up a truck right now. Picking it up or dropping it off. I don't know. They're doing something with it. I think picking it up. They're taking it. The company sells a lot of their trucks, and they come pick them up and take them to wherever they're going. A lot of times they go to Mexico. Most of the time they go to Mexico. They get picked up here, they stack them all up, and then they take them to Mexico to get them to live a new life. More than likely, if it's a Packard engine, they're going to take that engine out, put a Cummins or a Detroit old 60 series in it. That truck will last another 20 years. So that's pretty crazy. But all right, guys, that's the update on this video. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for always being here. Thank you for all the well wishes that you guys give me all the time. Mike, Alex, who else? Howard. Who else? Chris, Rat Rod. All these guys, man. Appreciate you guys for always being here with me and wishing me the best. And there's probably a lot of you that I didn't name, and if I didn't, I'm sorry. And I do appreciate all the countries that watch us too. We get watched from Russia, Ukraine. We get from Germany, Spain, Brazil. A lot of countries that watch our videos too. So that is pretty dang awesome. With that being said, thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to be kind to one another, help anybody needs help. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace. God bless.